I live for impact and I will leave an impact.
Okay. Hello, Rejoice.
Hi,
You're welcome.
thank you.
Okay, so what are your complete names?
Okay, my name is Atwa Rejoice Dose.
Okay, Dose.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very suggestive of Benue, right?
Yes, I'm from Benue State.
Okay, you too go.
Yes, I am.
Alright. So where were you given birth to?
Okay, I was born in Boko, that's Benue State.
Right.
Yes.
So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Abuja. Yes. I grew up in Abuja.
Oh wow. So when did you move? When did you guys move down to Abuja?
Okay, that was shortly after my secondary school.
Okay, so you did some time in Benue?
Yes, I spent some time in Benue. I think I left Benue when I was around, I think 15, 16 years. Thereabout.
Wow. So how was life there in Benue?
It wasn't easy, it was tough. In fact, so many bad experiences and good ones actually. So it was.
Okay, so way back, were you very self-aware before coming down to Abuja? How was your maturity like? How was it?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't actually. I was very naive. I was innocent and just. So I was not really exposed. Yeah, so coming to Abuja and then everything, the whole city, and I was like, oh God, this is it. It was actually not easy at first.
Alright, so how was your childhood like in
Benue?
Yeah.
My childhood was, I don't know, it was somehow fun. Yes, I was this gangster child. I always beat boys on the streets. I was run around, play with tire. So I was not really this girly kind of person. I don't.
But you don't look like that. You don't look like you can beat a guy.
Are you seeing this? I used to, even in secondary school, I used to beat boys.
Okay, so how was school like for you? You know, primary school. I'm sure you completed primary school there.
Yes, I completed my primary school there. Primary school was okay. It was going well before one or two things started happening. Like we lost our mom during the process, and then it was actually very tough.
Okay, so it seemed like you had a hard time, you know, in terms of your family life.
Yes.
Okay, can you throw more light on that?
Like, okay, let me say, it was all going well till when we lost our mom. That was in 2005, and then everything started going somehow. It was now I was given to another family. My siblings were actually 5, so I'm the last. So my siblings, some of them were actually given to different people. So it was just remaining 2 in the house with my dad. So it was legit tough for us. Me, the family I was staying with who was actually suffering me and doing some kind of shit to me. So it was really hell for me. Growing up was.
Right. So when you say you were given off to another family,
Yeah.
how was the experience like with another family?
Okay,
what
so
kind of experiences did you really have?
Okay, so shortly after we lost our mom, after the burial, it was like after the burial, a week after the burial, I was given out. So I was still in the whole mourning process and all, and then being given to another family, they started using that against me. The husband actually likes me. The man was a very good man, and then, but he was actually not staying. He was working in Makurdi. That is the capital of Benue State. Yeah. So he always comes to Boko for weekend and all. So, but when he's not around, the wife maltreats me, beats me, and then we're like, your mom is dead, and he's using that against me. And I think I was around 8. I was around 7, 8 thereabouts. So he always beats me, and then I was always not given the right food. The children always have like, okay, sometimes there's a school bus that takes the children to school. I always trek, and then I was not using canvases. Sometimes I go to school with slippers. It was all tough, to be very honest. That's why I can never say adulthood na scam, because childhood was something else for me, honestly. So it was very tough for me.
Okay, so how did you manage to tolerate, go through that process, and then?
Okay, the thing is, yeah, I'm naturally a very strong person, and then another thing is I talk to myself a lot. there was a time it was just too much for me. It was so much for me that I had to run. I ran back to my house, because it was almost like in the same area. So I ran back to my house, and then my dad was like, why are you here? You're stubborn, you need to go back, why can't you cope and all that? And I started crying, and I was like, I can't go anywhere. Even if he wants to kill me, he should kill me. I knew, okay, I was another burden on my dad, but what can I do? I have to stay in my house. And then coming back, my dad is like a military person. It was another hell for me, but okay, this is my house. What can I do? But yes, I had to run, and then I started staying with my family, because my dad was against me coming back, because it was the man that was sorting out my school fee and everything. My dad was not financially buoyant, so the man actually had money more than my dad. So I told him, okay. So, but just luckily for me, when the man came for a weekend and then heard everything, he visited our house and told my dad, okay, I'll just continue paying her school fees till she finish primary school. So then in the whole education side, I was okay. Thank God there's somebody that can take care of my school fee. So it was just remaining feeding, and then my dad was just struggling. And there was a time I actually hawk, because I hawk granules, mangoes, and then even curry leaves, fresh leaves. I used to hawk actually on the road and sell stuffs on the head while growing up. So
okay, looking back now, how did that affect you, as a child, without you even knowing? How did you think that?
Okay, so the thing is, it actually affected me. It actually affected me a lot. Let me say my own the way I see things, the way I think, is actually very, very different. Now, growing up, I feel life is actually not easy. That sometimes if I get things free, I feel it's actually not going to last. I feel I need to work for it. I feel no, this is actually too this actually is too, I got this too cheap, or it's too easy. So it's actually, that's how I feel. And then another thing is, growing up doing a lot of things for myself, I feel, okay, I don't think anybody can actually do something for me. Even though sometimes as humans we need each other. Sometimes I have to, okay, no, you actually can't do this your way, Rejoice. You have to get somebody to do it for you. But I feel, okay, I can do some things for myself. And then aside that, relationship life, I can't even talk about it, because I'm like, what can I do? Why do I have to be submissive? Why do I have to do this to somebody? Why do I have to spend forever with somebody? Why do I have to? I mean, I can actually do this stuff myself. So I don't know if it's the right thing, but I feel.
No, let's talk about that. let's just have a chat about that. Would you say that because it's based on your experiences as a child that has formed, that thought process, that notion, that idea in your head about, and has formed this ideal in terms of how your relationship should be like?
Yes, I actually, because growing up, I never say anything that I can say, oh, I envy this or I envy that. I grew up in a neighborhood that was war after war. I grew up in a family that in the night, before we lost our mom, me sleeping in the night, I always hear my mom cry. Sometimes my dad is burning her clothes outside. Why? Because my mom she was actually a very pretty woman, and then I feel my dad was just so insecure. I feel, oh, maybe men are following her, maybe something like that. And then if she gets this and she gets that, you see, my dad sometimes just burn them in the middle of the night, and then you hear my mom screaming outside, and then we can't sleep. This is I'm talking about, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., we can't sleep, and then hearing noise, my mom crying, and we can't even do anything because we're all little children. So it was marriage and all that. It was just, no, it's not even something to even think about. So it was actually not, it was not something that it's not even something that I even envy about it now. I don't see it.
Right, so what's the closest relationship, of love that you already have experienced or seen?
Friendship.
Okay, is that like with you and somebody else?
Let me say friendship. I believe in the power of friendship. I actually have friends that have shown me the real love. And then another thing is dance. I think that's where the love is too, because the people I dance with as my friends and everything, we actually have this bond. But relationship, I can't
Have you
go
been in
there.
love? Have you been in love?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so how did it turn out?
Let me say, it didn't go well. I don't know if I was the problem, or I don't know if the other person was the problem. I felt the problem was me, because I actually, because of my mindset, because of the things I have inside. So maybe I wasn't really giving out the way I am supposed to. I don't know, maybe I wasn't loving the way, but I truly love this person, honestly, but maybe I was the problem. So breakfast was served, and then we moved.
All right, so how do you reconcile all these experiences as to who you are right now?
I have come to understand that regardless of my bad past, I shouldn't hold it down to the future. I feel, okay, this is me in this place, this is me in Abuja, this is me in my youth, this is me in here trying to make a change. And then another thing is not let the ones coming behind me experience the same thing I experienced. Yeah, so I feel, okay, maybe it happens to me so I can open up a path for other people to pass, not so maybe actually make them experience the same thing I experienced. But all thanks to God, I was strong enough to go through it. And then, I mean, it was very tough. Sometimes I've hid myself in the room, I've cried, I've tried to even like end my life sometimes, but well.
So was that the lowest you've ever been in terms of where this has brought you, suicidal thoughts? Have you attempted suicide before?
Yeah, there was a time where I was working. Yeah, the pressure was too much, and then the boss tried to like assault me. Okay, actually, I was sexually assaulted when I was little.
Okay, can you just a brief?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so okay, like when I was 7 years, that was the period when I lost my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was this guy that was staying just at the back of our house. So he was like someone that comes around and all. So at this age, I didn't even know what sex was all about. I've never seen anything like that. I've never even. So he sent me to get something in his room. So this was someone that would enter this room and come out. I mean, a 7-year-old child, you don't even think about anything. You just go in, pick what you want to pick, and come out and all. So he was in our house, and then I went in. It was in the afternoon. So most in the afternoons, our parents are never around. My mom is in the market. My dad is either in the market or in the farm, doing whatever. So he now came in, and then was like, if you say anything, I'm going to do this. Don't tell anybody. I'm going to kill you. And then I was I was so afraid that I couldn't say anything. Even after everything, the only thing was that I passed out. I came back to the house. The only thing that my leg was swollen, I was bleeding, and then I couldn't even say anything because I was so afraid that if my dad comes back, he's going to beat me, or why did you go there, and all of that. And another thing is, they're actually the same. There are so many kids out there, maybe going through the same thing, but they're so afraid to talk about it. Yeah. They're so afraid to talk about. Maybe you have nieces, you have younger ones that are actually coming up. They need that closeness. They need to be very close to adults to be able to be open, to talk to them. I couldn't say anything. Even when I came back, I hid at the back of our house. That was when I passed out. So even they took me to the hospital. Then after everything, I still couldn't open my mouth and say this is the person, because he threatened me. The only thing is I can't remember. And they were like, how can you not remember, and all that, because I was a very smart kid. Yeah. And I talk. So why will you not? But I had to keep quiet. Till date, nobody knew the actual person that did this to me. It's just a few friends and it was actually when I was like a bit older that I had to say it out. I couldn't even tell anybody. Till my dad left this world, he didn't even know who did that to me. I couldn't even say it.
Oh, so currently you don't have your parents?
Yeah, my both parents are late.
Okay. So sorry about that. Yeah. So how did that experience, or how has it affected your sexual life? Actually, it has played a very huge role in my sexual life.
it has been hell for me. I can't even. This is actually a problem for me, to be very honest, because the whole thing will just keep coming back, and then I can't even do anything about it. I feel like this is going to be something else for me, so I don't even try to even do it at all. It's been very, very hard for me. It's actually one of my fears. I pray I get over it one of these, but it's hard.
Yeah, so have you ever tried, to seek help, from someone and stuff like that?
Try to what?
Seek help, from.
Actually, no. I won't say seek help. Okay, the only thing is that I tried, like, let me say, having sex with someone. Well, let me say, okay, maybe it's this, you're so afraid, it's not going to bite, it's not going to, just try, and it couldn't work out. I started crying, and then the person was also feeling like, what happened? I didn't do anything to you, now why are you crying and all? So I had to, it's okay, let me give myself time to.
Oh, that's all right. So, going back here, what was your ambition, and has it changed over time?
No, it hasn't. Okay, actually, when I was very little, I loved to dance. But along the line, I changed, and I was like, okay, with everything that was happening to me, I was like, I want to study law. This is what I want to do. I want to get justice. I want to fight for the kids out there. I actually love kids, and maybe in the future, I want to have like an orphanage, a foundation for kids that I sponsor kids to school and then provide shelter and accommodation. So my goal right from when I was little was to get to dance, and then when I studied law, and I was like, okay, now what? But I'm back to my dance space because this is what I love doing. But aside that, it's just my foundation stuff that's been since I was little till now. I'm working towards it. I really love to, because I was denied of so many things coming up, and I want to use that as a motivation to put it into the next generation.
Okay, that's really inspiring. Now, judging by your appearances, one would think that, okay, this is chick. But in terms of your behavior and attitude, does it differ?
The thing is, let me say, it's been a lot. it's been a lot. I'm not even going to lie. Like, maybe there was one day I went to Jabi Lake Mall, and then I was pressed. I wanted to use myself, and then I went to the restroom. So I entered the female restroom, and one cleaner followed me inside, and I was like, bros, this is not. I was like, bros, this is not. And then I turned. She saw my side. I was like, oh. And then I started laughing, and I get that a lot. People staring, people looking. Some people will pose say, bros, I'm fun. They'll be like, you know, I've been a man. So I get that a lot, like every day of my life. Every day, Nigerians are crazy. It's either this one is calling me, Tenny, another one is calling, this one is Timaya, another person, you be Terry G. I mean, so it's actually crazy, but I'm used to it. So
okay, anyways, well, how does that make you feel, with all these,
I'm actually very comfortable with it, because they're saying what they're saying.
Yeah.
They're not just, not like they just want to maybe make jokes of me or anything. I'm like this.
So have you ever had any bad experiences because of,
being like this?
Yeah.
Yes. Let me say, job. Okay, there sometimes there's a way they want someone to look, and then when you appear, I remember there was a day my former work, we wanted to go for a meeting with my boss, and then a German man, he has to call me in the night. I was like, Rejoice, we have a meeting with this, and then please don't just like a hip hop artist. And he was like, I should dress nice, and I was like, okay, so how is this dress nice for me? I'm coming to work, I wore my trouser and I wore my shirt, and it was this is me, this is how I look, there's nothing I can do about it. So sometimes when you just come in, they just look at you and be like, why are you looking like this? You look so much like a man. I don't like the way you look. They just want to look. Every organization is looking for a sexy, fair female that looks very sexy, that can actually bring clients and all. So when you appear very masculine, they just, nah, this is not for me. It's not what I want.
Is there Has this always been you,
Yeah.
growing up as a child? Or
Yes.
was there a point where, things changed?
Okay. Growing up, actually, I was always like this. My mom would buy me coin. Rice heels, and then I'll be dragging shoe with my brother. I'll be like, I have one brother, and I'll be like, this is what I want to wear. I'm not okay with these sandals and everything. So I always love to wear shorts. When my sister is playing with containers and frying things and doing, I'm always either climbing trees or I'm fighting with boys on the street or I'm riding tire. I'm just everywhere and I'm doing things that the boys love to do. And I don't know, it's us has been me. But then when I was around 14, 15, it was just the pressure was too much, and then I tried to fit in. I was like, oh, okay, let me see how I can fit in these gowns. And it was, if you see my throwback, it was not nice. It was a lot.
I would love to see.
And then, oh God, I look. When you imagine a stick wearing a gown, it was somehow. So I had to go back to my land. No, I can't do this. I had to go back to being me, and this is the best feeling. Being
Okay,
honest.
so what do you think is the most misconception people have about being like this and you being you?
Okay, like one thing. There was one time I was just passing, and then a man saw me, and I was like, you think it's easy to be a man, huh? And he was pained. I was like, oh, okay, you're pained though. Why are you? You think it's easy to be a man, yeah, and all of that. And I was like, I don't understand. And then some people just see you and then just feel, I don't know. They just see you and then just don't like you at all. They just feel like this one is just too. How can a woman just be like this? Or how can you just have plenty shoes and you don't even have anything? So many people just see us and then just feel, no, a lady is not even supposed to be like this. Or they just start getting funny ideas in their head.
Is that right? So where are you right now, in life, and
Okay.
what? Yeah.
Let me say, as I actually I'm a professional dance artist, a choreographer, and then I have, compared to how I was before, I think I have reached a certain stage that I know where I'm going. I'm not there yet, but I'm actually very close. And yes, all thanks to God, because that man never sleeps. To be very honest, being in this town with no parents, it has been like hell, but God always comes through. He always comes through. So I can say I'm actually where I have always wanted to be. I'm always where I've always wanted to be in my dance, fitness, and everything. I'm still becoming.
Beautiful. So, for people that are, scared, they don't have that confidence, to come out and then be who they always wanted to be, or who they really wish they can be, and be comfortable in all of that. What exactly do you have, to tell them?
The only thing I will say is be you, and the world will adjust. Be you, and the world will adjust. The only thing I can right now, maybe I didn't know it before, but right now I can never try to be who I am not. This is me, this is who I am, and I accept me for me. If you don't accept you, how do you expect the other people outside to even accept you? So first you have to be very confident. The only thing is, I have a twin. I'm actually a twin. If you see my twin, she's the opposite of me. She's fair, she's sexy, she's cute, and then some of my friends will be like, see your sister now. And I'll be like, yes, I'm very sexy, I'm very fine, I am cute, this is me, and there's nothing you can do about it. Please don't be pained. So just be confident and accept you first, and then the world will adjust. Whatever it is, just accept you first and then be bold.
Okay, so one last thing, right? If you ever have the opportunity to change anything about you, would you, and what is it would you change?
Something about me?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can change anything about me. For now, I don't know, honestly. I think I'm okay. I'm okay with everything right now. Maybe my past. Yes, maybe my past. If I can just turn a little something aside, but aside that, for now, yeah, that's just my past.
So it's so beautiful hearing you say these things, and so inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
My
much.
pleasure.